The weather, it's cooling. It's the holiday season, and it wouldn't be the holiday season without the Alamo Music Gift Guide. So Cooper and I are going to break it down for you, give you our picks for the best gifts for guitar players this year. Stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas, and you can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you want to support the channel, you can visit our spring store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So it's the holidays, it's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, it's Festivus. Let everyone air their grievances. We have got, for whatever your gift-giving season is, our list and breakdown of our favorite choices for the guitar player in your life, or if you are the guitar player in your life, what you should just get yourself for Christmas. These are the things that we would like to have too. So, if you want to put something in my stocking or under my tree, you're more than happy to do so.
I mean, Santa's got a brand new bag. You know what I
love it. Well, and Santa's looking very Claus-ish over here. Yeah. You're looking like a young Nick,
Claus.
A young Nick. So,
what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Die Hard?
That's a pretty good answer.
Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas movie, just in case people question about the first one being a Christmas movie. Also, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I love that one.
You ever seen the movie Klaus on Netflix? Animated film?
Sorry, no, I haven't.
It's pretty good. That's not my favorite. I just watched it recently. So, Santa's got a new bag. This is first thing on the list. We showed it a couple years ago. We got them back in stock. I love this bag. This is the Diodario Backline Kit.
Backpack.
And, I mean, as you can see, it fits all this stuff. We've also loaded it up with other things that they don't advertise because there's non-Diodario things in here. But right off the bat, for somebody that's a gigging musician, this thing is pretty incredible. It's got spot for everything.
Yeah, literally you could take all of your stuff. There's a place for a laptop. There's a place for all of the cables you can need. It's easy to organize your things. It's a killer piece of kit.
Yeah, and everybody needs a little emergency. I'm at the gig and I forgot a capo. My other guitarist, happens to me all the time, doesn't have a 1/4-inch cable or patch cable. Or an extra set of strings.
Just thought it was an acoustic gig.
Yeah, come on. So it's got everything for yourself or other band members, and this is very cool. Backline kit, and now I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to pull out the things that we have chosen, and we'll start talking
There you go. Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
Pull it out, Cooper.
Down in the area that's usually used for cables, let's see what we got down there. Chris, what do you think about this?
This I show to a lot of people who come into our store. This is the Cuda string winder designed by our very own Casey Jones. Yes, that's his real name. Fantastic guitar technician. And it's an ingenious thing. I show it to a lot of people because there's a lot who bring guitars into us for restrings. And one, I think you should learn how to restring your guitar. There's lots of...
That's truly the best gift that you can give yourself.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
If you've ever paid for a restring. But what's fantastic about this is it's a really good string winder. They actually put time and effort into making sure that this is really good. But the ingenious part is it's shaped like a Barracuda and it's got these fins. These fins are measurement points for the string length that you need on the tuning post. And it's perfect. It will get you to the exact spot where you need to put the bend in the string. You pull it back and you get the exact number of wraps that you need on each post. And unless it's like a locking tuning post, this is something that I don't think a lot of guitar players appreciate enough. This will prevent guitar string breakage. It will prevent tuning issues. If you have enough wraps, you're getting it under the eyelet. There's nothing wrapping over it. It's fantastic, and this takes all of the guesswork out of it, and you can pull bridge pins with it too.
Yeah.
But the guide that you have through the fins on each one shows you your E, B, G, D, A, E, or Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie on there. It's perfect, and you know what? It works. I've tested it because I've got my own method. It ends up exactly the same spot, regardless of the style of headstock. Yeah. So 6 on a side, 3 on 3,
4 and 2.
4 and 2, whatever. It works. So
yeah,
fantastic.
We show that every year in the gift guide, but it's
and you get a sticker.
Oh, you get a sticker. I mean, that's great. So we're talking restrings. Now, strings, kind of a personal preference for a lot of people, but I'm a guitar player, you're a guitar player. I still like trying out different stuff. Yeah. So I don't think you can go wrong. Probably thing to worry about might be gauge.
Yes.
But
particularly on an electric guitar.
yeah. However, that's not
That's not strings.
that I thought it was. There we go. Some bulk packs are nice.
Multi-pack, like multi-pass.
Yeah. So I mean, Martin, you get extras. Get a nice little set of strings. Everybody's gonna need strings. What are your favorite strings?
Right now, I am favoring the D'Addario XS strings. For my acoustic, it's pretty much 12 to 53, unless it's a guitar leaving dadgad, then I usually put a medium gauge set. And I also am using the XS on my electric guitars.
They're great.
They're great.
They're
They're great
fantastic.
strings, yeah.
So what I'd probably recommend, if you want to get strings for somebody and you don't know what kind to get, give us a call.
Mhm.
Tell us whatever you know about this person, what kind of music they're playing. We can help you try to figure out the right thing. But if they're playing acoustic guitar, Martin strings, D'Addario strings, Elixir strings, they're always going to be appreciated because they're always needed.
And the SP strings, they're good strings. It's really hard to go wrong with them. It's what Martin uses on a lot of their guitars.
Yeah.
People will be happy.
They're cool. What about this?
So this is not a giant guitar pick. I did a video with one of those once. This is a guitar hanger. It's by Fender. We have a number of different hangers, but this is pretty cool, particularly if you have someone who is a Fender guitar fan in your life. It is shaped like a pick, and it comes in a few different versions. This one is the natural wood with the Fender logo etched in it. It also comes, I believe, in black and a tortoise shell, all of them with the Fender logo shaped like a pick. What you can't see on the inside is the hanger portion that holds onto the guitar. But I actually tend to hang my guitars. Do you hang your guitars in your place? Yeah. Yeah, they're there, they're out, they're available. And if you're matching it with the kind of guitars that you have, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. And on the more affordable side, some of the hangers get kind of
They
pricey.
get kind of expensive.
So, very cool.
So next up, I want to talk about cleaning your instrument. I think it's important to clean your guitar.
I think so. Yeah.
Don't go. Was it Captain Beefheart that was like, just leave the grime? It helps the tone.
Oh, it was
maybe?
Campbell. Mike Campbell was like, if you he would threaten his text, if you clean the fretboard, you're fired.
Yeah.
I
So,
disagree.
I disagree. But so we got a few options. D'Addario.
Yes, the D'Addario's Essentials Kit. This actually comes with your cloth, fretboard conditioner, which is important because the fretboard is not sealed in most cases if it's ebony or rosewood, and it needs to have occasional hydration done. With oil, you've also got a wax, a cleaner, and a detailer to make sure that your guitar is spick and span.
Yeah, that's good stuff. We use Bug Slide
So
on a lot of stuff.
there's a story behind this. This used to be a guitar detailer, and the company thought they could sell more by making it for car windshields and motorcycle helmets to keep the bugs off. It will also keep the bugs off of your guitar. But basically, it's an effective cleaner that works really well.
You know, if you listen to our podcast, there's sometimes maybe bugs in your guitar.
There might be, yeah.
But I like those two because you get the stuff to clean it and a little cloth. If you go Taylor, we talk about. I think these are probably the best selling cleaning maintenance products that we have.
Yes.
They're all separated out, but they make a guitar polish, and since they have incredibly finished satin guitars, there's a satin and a gloss polish.
And these are different. So Taylor's fairly new to the market with this stuff. The satin cleaner is unique on the market. There hasn't really been anything for this. And satin, if you take a polish to it, can buff and get shiny in spots, and that's not really what you want. So I like this. It doesn't leave any residue. There's no silicone in it. It's safe, and you can use it on more than just Taylor's finishes. This polish and cleaner is different than a lot of the other polishes that we have typically carried and what I've used over the years. It's a little thicker in the viscosity of it, and I find that less goes further when I'm cleaning a guitar, and it's very effective, not just in cleaning, but really getting it to a nice sheen.
And I will say, speaking of Casey Jones, that's what he uses. He likes it the best.
It's good stuff.
He prefers that, and we carry a lot of different brands.
And same thing with this. One of the things I often tell people, buy your fretboard conditioner. You don't use very much of it, and so a bottle will literally, I've had one for years.
Yeah.
But just like with the polish, this is a thicker viscosity.
Yeah.
And so when I've used this, I use a lot less of it.
Yeah.
And so it will last longer, and it's a really good fretboard conditioner.
Do you have any tips for conditioning a fretboard?
Yes.
Besides use little.
Use a little. You don't want to oversaturate the fretboard. You want to use a paper towel, generally speaking. I've also seen people like brush it on. You don't want to use the same cloth that you use to clean and polish the guitar because this is oil. And so what I would usually do is apply a little bit on the fretboard along it or onto the cloth itself, onto the paper towels, what I typically would use, and work it in with the grain all the way up and down, and then wipe off any excess. Bring another clean paper towel, wipe off any excess until it's basically clean. You don't want to leave an oily residue. And I also use this on bridges because they're also unfinished and usually rosewood or ebony. And so it works great. It's amazing the difference it'll make properly hydrated fretboard.
Yeah, it's great. And yeah, I dig the Taylor stuff. I would say that Taylor also, they make cloths.
They do have microfiber cloths.
They got microfiber cloths. So they don't necessarily, you can get an essentials kit that's got, a bunch of different stuff.
Look at the nap on that.
That's incredible. All right. But I will say Taylor fans are kind of like vegans in that they're going to let you know. You know what I'm saying? They'll be loud and proud. So if somebody is a Taylor fan, get them the Taylor stuff.
If they got the gray, they know. They're in the know.
All right. Moving on. Top pocket.
What else is in the bag?
What's in the bag?
You beat me to it by half a second.
So, talk about this a little bit.
This is important. This is a guitar humidifier. There's a bunch of different styles, whatever you prefer. This one happens to come from Martin. And the way that it works is this is an elongated sponge, effectively. You submerge it in water, you wring out all of the excess, you wipe it. You do not want this wet, you do not want this dripping, and then you hang it into the interior of your guitar. And what that's going to do is provide moisture that your guitar and the case very much need. If you are in certain very arid climates, you might need multiples of these. Or you might need a different style of humidifier. If you are in a very humid environment, there's different ways of handling that. There's a bunch of different humidifiers on the market, but this is what we call cheap insurance. I mean, this is $15, so this is really cheap insurance. But your guitar wants to be a tree. If it's a solid wood instrument, it's absorbing and it's releasing moisture. It will settle down over the years, but particularly when you first get it, you need to pay attention really at this time of the year.
Yeah.
The winter, usually as it gets colder, relative humidity drops. The minute you kick on your heat, the relative humidity in your house drops even further. If you're dry, your guitar is dry, and you want it to be ideally in 40 to 60% or 45 to 55 relative humidity to make sure that it's in proper geometry and nothing's going to crack. So very, very important. Actually, fun side note, years ago on YouTube, Bob Taylor did this whole experiment where he dried out a 410 or something to the point of cracking, and then to rehumidify it, he put 15 of these into the guitar to get it back up, and then it sealed and all of that stuff. So very important.
Yeah, and we talked about hanging guitars. Just be conscious. We're not selling room humidifiers here, but that might be a good idea.
There's some air conditioners will introduce humidity and monitor that, but it's really good to learn the signs of an overhumidified or a dry guitar if you're going to leave it out.
All right, moving on.
What you got?
I like these a lot.
I do too.
I've been using one of these for all the in-store string changes, and I really dig it. So we showed the Cuda winder earlier, which has a pin puller, but this is a little Martin pin puller, and it makes it really easy, but also comfortable because I'm always
safe.
A little bit worried about, So, yeah, that's a nice little thing right there.
When they first came out, I'm going to confess, I was like, really? The way I have traditionally pulled bridge pins is with string cutters very carefully, leveraged against the saddle. And it's fine. You have to be very careful. I never have really found a lot of the bridge pin pullers on string winders and stuff to be effective. This works really well. And even on the most stubborn bridge pins, I've gotten it out safely.
Yeah, that's a good little thing right there. Pin puller. Now, much like strings, picks are a personal preference thing.
Get there.
But there's some nice little Dunlop variety packs that are always a little fun thing to get.
This is my go-to when someone is buying picks for someone, or if someone is starting out and they don't know. Because it's so personal, You get a selection of picks, and are there 3 different versions of this pack now?
Yeah, so we got a medium to heavy. So you get 12 picks in there, all different kind of lines within the Dunlop thing. Same deal with the light to medium, but now there's the recording pick pack, which has one of everything that they make.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool. This 18 pack, 12 packs, get some variety in your life. And somebody might discover a new pick.
Yeah, because you're not going to like all of them. That's kind of the point. You're going to discover what you do like. And I will just throw out there, let's see what I've got in my pick pocket. I've got a Taylor pick, and then I've got a pick that I got for free. And I try picks all of the time. And I showed Cooper that this is a $23 pick. Okay. So I'm not necessarily saying you should go buy a $23 pick. But I also got it for free with points from D'Addario. They have a player's circle thing. So there you go, free advice. But I really like it. And over the years, I have tried different picks, and I've gravitated to liking different stuff. So, yeah, 2 millimeter Kaysen right-hand bevel pick. That's my go-to now.
So, player circle.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in assuming that there are codes you can scan on all the strings?
Mm-hmm. Every accessory, actually. So if you buy the Backline backpack, it comes with a card that has the code. If you buy strings, it's on the package. If you get a tuner, it's got a code and a little card in the box. And yeah, I'm an avid Player Circle redeemer, and I've gotten capos and straps and cables and picks and all sorts of stuff. So
a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So switching things up a bit. This is picks, safe bet. This next thing, you might need to know a little bit about somebody to feel confident in this one. However, we've been wanting to talk about this for a bit. If you got an acoustic guitar player in your life that does not have a pickup in their guitar, this is a very cool thing, and not just this one specifically, but a pickup.
Yes.
Because that's not a cheap thing for a guitar player to dive into, and there's a lot of really good options. But if there's somebody that got into guitar, has a fully acoustic guitar with no pickup in it, that they're starting to try to get into some live shows or open mics, whatever, an LR Baggs pickup's a pretty nice thing. There are other options as well, but we've been wanting to do a video on this. We will before too long, but maybe talk about this guy a little bit.
So this is their latest from LR Baggs, from Lloyd and Company. This is the Hi-Fi Duet. Now, the Hi-Fi debuted last year, and it was basically the newest version of a magnetic, soundboard transducing pickup that fits underneath the soundboard on the guitar. I'm a big fan of that because I prefer to not have anything under the saddle if I can help it. I like saddle to bridge contact, preferably. But in my personal guitar, I have an LR Baggs Anthem. I think it's a great pickup. I've had it for years. We've talked about it on this channel. We do a lot of Anthem installs, and I think it's become one of the most popular pickups on the market.
Yeah.
The idea of the Anthem is that it's a microphone primarily with an undersaddle pickup that only handles the low-end frequency on the guitar, but it does have an undersaddle pickup. So when they first came out with the Hi-Fi, I thought, what would be ideal would be if you could pair that with something like the Anthem with a microphone and actually hear the sound of the guitar. You couldn't do that with those two pickups because they occupy similar space. But they knew what we were thinking, and they came out with this, which we saw at NAMM.
Yeah.
And it's finally been released. It is the Hi-Fi Duet. So it takes the Hi-Fi, the soundboard transducer, and then it adds a microphone, a new style design that can fit in the space that's there, called the Silo. And then you can blend them, and nothing's under your saddle. You have the sound of the top moving, and you have the sound of the guitar itself. So I'm really excited about this. I know a lot of people have been waiting kind of with bated breath for this. So I could see this being one of the top sellers during the holiday season now that it's finally been launched.
It's also the first new pickup that's come out that we've had pre-orders on, which is wild.
Yeah. And I think for the same reasons I just articulated, it's you want the guitar to sound like the guitar.
Yeah. That's the goal, is always what will make this sound plugged in as close as it does to with a mic on it, and it's very cool. So speaking of electronics, just a couple more things here. I'm making sure I go through all the pockets.
Just going all the pockets.
So if you've got an electric or acoustic electric player in your life, a nice cable is never bad to have. I've been playing with one of these since I bit the bullet and bought a very expensive cable, and I really like it. Mogami cables in general are fantastic. So this is the fancy pants. They got some pretty relatively less expensive than this cable.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are
I've
great.
switched all of my cables to Mogami.
Yeah.
I had a few cables that were nice, decent, kind of mid-priced cables that were part of my rig, and slowly but surely they developed shorts and issues with them, and I have replaced them all with Mogami, and I couldn't be happier. They're fantastic cables. Can you hear the difference? Yeah, there's no problems.
Yeah, no problems. So Mogami Gold, great. Mogami Core Plus, great. This is the Platinum, which has the kind of
Baller.
cool silent plug thing, so you're not turning your amp on standby or mute to unplug. And it's nice because some of the shows I play, I switch guitars in between every few songs. Unplug, it's silent, it's not going to throw out a bunch of noise. Mogami cables, if you're looking for a nice cable, I'd go Mogami.
Agreed.
Last thing, this is neat.
That is neat. It helps keep things neat.
Yeah.
That is a work mat. So if you like doing string changes, or like we said earlier, you're going to learn how to restring your guitar, do your own setups, that kind of a thing, this is one of the pieces of kit that you need to have. It's a place to work, a place to set your guitar down where it's going to be safe and supported. And this is a cool version from Fender that they came out with. Was it last year or early this year?
Yeah.
There's two versions of this. This is the amp grill cloth version. So it folds up nice and neat and fits in to this particular area. The support for the guitar neck is included in there as well. And if you don't like the amp grill, then there's also a tweed looking version of that. So the mat itself is nice and cushy. The support for the neck is nitro safe. If you know, you know. And yeah, we use these in the store, and they're really great.
We dig them. So I want to touch two more things really quick. These are all a bunch of ranging in price, but cool things that any guitar player I think would be very happy with. What would you say to somebody that wants to get a pedal for a guitar player?
That's a great question. Just get an overdrive pedal. No, I think it'd be good to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Try to find out if they're using pedals, what kind of pedals that they currently have. You can always ask the question of, what pedals have they been looking at? And if you're unsure, then you can just try things from trusted brands like Boss or MXR or Strymon and whatnot. Yeah. There's some popular pedals out there on the market, but there's also just a slew of pedals to choose from.
Yeah.
So you might just do what I do when I'm trying to get my wife to tell me where she wants to go eat, and she's like, I don't know. Instead, lately I've just been going, guess where we're going to go eat? And then whatever she guesses is where we're going to go eat.
That's a pro tip right there. If there's one gift that we've told in this whole thing, that's the best one.
There you go.
So pedals, and if somebody wants to go crazy and say, I want to get a guitar for somebody, worth it to ask questions. And if you don't want to spoil the surprise, let somebody know that they're doing that. I should have led with this, but we do have gift cards.
We do have gift cards available in increasing denominations, both in store and online.
Yeah.
It is a great gift. It just means more fun post-Christmas gift opening and so forth. So,
and if you get somebody a gift card, it would be very fun to have one of us or one of the other guys be able to, show some different options. There's great pedals out there, but for every single style of music and every style of player, there's different... everybody wants to get a different sort of vibe, and it's worth it for a musician to kind of get some input in that. Same with guitars. It'd be nice to get to try out a few different things. So all of this stuff will be listed in the description below. Oh my God.
Save the best for last.
The best, dude.
This is on my Christmas list. Did you get one yet?
I have not, but it is on my Hanukkah list.
So this is a mono gig bag. This is a chunky boy because Cooper grabbed the dual guitar bag.
Because the dual is the coolest one.
It is pretty cool. So this guitar is for the guitar player in your life that goes to gigs. Maybe he's a church guitar player and he needs to take more than one guitar. This is the electric acoustic version, right?
Yeah.
So you've got electric in the back, acoustic in the front, kind of like a musical mullet. There are a few different dual options, but even their individual bags. So I purchased for myself this year a mono Vertigo. And the Vertigo bag is kind of their upper tier bag. You don't have to lay it down. It's designed to be opened and the guitar pulled out vertically. It has fantastic support on the bottom. It locks the neck in place. And since I got it, you can ask my kids, right? Because every time I go to take my guitar, the guitar case comes out, the case gets opened, the guitar gets grabbed, and it goes in the bag.
Yeah.
And all of my guitars, with the exception of my 335, because it doesn't fit and I need to get a bag for that, is traveling in a mono bag now. And I have no concerns. I'll put a 59 Les Paul in it, and I think it's actually probably better in that situation than in a case a lot of the time because it's so secure. There's so much padding. In addition to that, really big accessory pockets.
Yeah.
So like I have cables and I have straps and I also have an iPad that I usually take. And I've got a bag like the Backline bag, which is fantastic. But if I don't need all of that, I can fit a lot of what I do need just in the mono bag.
Yeah.
They are not inexpensive. They are sometimes more expensive than hard shell cases. I think they're better than the hard shell cases that they're more expensive than, usually speaking. So
I would agree. So you can get a dual bag for an electric and acoustic. You can go same style. So the other guitarist in my band, Ramon, been on the channel, got the dual electric bag. A lot of our songs are in whole step down. A lot of them are in standard. So he's got 2 strats, one set up for both, and it's way easier than me carrying in both hard shell cases. But they got the Vertigos. They've even got the sleeves, which we have a few of that are really nice, just simple gig bags, but they're all very supportive to the guitar, very safe, and they look really nice as well.
They're over-engineered gig bags.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Really nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah.
So the mono bag and the rest of all this stuff going to be linked below. You can look through our whole holiday gift guide, but when in doubt, just call us. We can steer you in the right direction.
Absolutely. If you are new to our channel because you found us because you have a guitar playing loved one in your life, we are giving you ideas all year long. So you want to make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications. If you're a guitar player, where have you been? We're so glad you found us. So make sure you do the same. And like Cooper said, shop our website 24/7, 365. Feel free to message us and call us with any questions. We will help you find the right gear to suit your needs this holiday season. Remember, at the end of the day, the best guitar in the world is the one that you're playing, and all this stuff helps make that a little easier and better. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.